What's up with the planets this week? Hey everyone, I am Juliet, your Scorpion goddess. If you're new here, I am a Western tropical astrologer and an intuitive tarot reader along with a Reiki practitioner, and I also have my own online shop where I provide spiritual tools and witchcraft tools to help boost and protect and call in certain things. So let's get this week started. We're starting with January 31st, where we have the sun at 11 degrees in Aquarius. And 11 degrees actually rules Aquarius because it is the 11th sign. For Monday, with the sun starting out, with it being 11 degrees in Aquarius, is really great because this can really give us that boost to call in those communities and like-minded people and feel okay to reach out to get that help that we may need right now. So if you're feeling kind of like stuck or in a place, or you've been in a rut lately, especially since last week was really, really heavy, really tough. We did have a lot of things happening with Venus and Pluto becoming conjunct again. We also had the moon in Scorpio for a few days last week, which really built up a lot of heavy, intense emotions coming out. So now is the time, starting out a new fresh week, approaching also a new moon, and this Aquarius sun at 11 degrees is really giving us that it's okay to reach out for help. So for some people, this may be the day to get a health checkup, reach out to a friend, have a phone call with a therapist, or just talk to a family member or somebody, or even reaching out in your community and just trying to reach out and get that help that you may need at this point in time. And you'll be in that place of feeling like it is okay to ask for help based on how the planets are working. Now, with the new moon approaching on Monday, this is a great time to really clear out a lot of your space. So if over the weekend you were really feeling that nudge because we had that Capricorn moon energy and a lot of planets in earth signs over the weekend, that energy is still falling over to us on Monday, which is really encouraging us to clear out the space that we do have. And, with the dark of the moon, it's a time for a new phase, to bring in something new. And the best way to do that is having a clear mind. And to have a clear mind, you need a clear home, a clear space. So I definitely recommend Monday is probably going to be people are going to be like, all right, let me reorganize this and set up this room and, whatever it is. So going back into the 11 degrees, we also had Venus finally become in station direct over the weekend. And it is also in 11 degrees starting on Monday, and it'll be like that throughout pretty much the entire week. So with that 11 degrees in the sign or the planet of Venus, that again is pushing for that community and that outreach. So with Venus being direct, Venus rules our love, our relationships, beauty. So now that it's finally direct, it's still in the post shadow period, so it's still not 100% in the clear, but it is the time to start making decisions where in regards to those types of themes of love, relationships, money. It is the a-okay to pretty much be like, if you want to get a new hairdo or tattoo, you're almost in the clear. Not all the way out of the woods, but you know what I'm saying. Now moving into Tuesday on February 1st, we have the new moon in Aquarius happening at 12 degrees Aquarius. And this is exciting. So whenever a new moon happens, it means that the sun and the moon have joined together at the exact same degree, and that is why it's also known as the dark of the moon. And whenever we have a new moon, it's time to bring in manifestations, create something new, call in something new, and just really get that thought process, that mind, mental work, stimulation going. And with this being in Aquarius, which is a fixed air sign, this is great for that mental work when it comes to manifesting, really thinking about what is it that I actually really do want. and we have Venus being direct, and then 2 days after this new moon, we do have Mercury going direct as well, which rules our thoughts and ideas and all of that. So with this new moon on Tuesday, we will still feel the energy of it 3 days after. So with this manifesting, if you don't feel 100% ready to, write down what it is that you want to manifest or call in whatever it is just because of Mercury still being retrograde, that's totally fine. You can wait those 3 days or 2 days because Mercury will be direct 2 days following after this new moon. But either way, this new moon is in Aquarius. It's very innovative. It loves technology. It's very progressive. So we're going to be feeling the effects of what we have been being under this umbrella of everyone being under the sun, being in Aquarius. So we've been feeling more rebellious in all of this. So when this new moon comes in, it really amplifies that energy for us. So we'll be feeling more progressive, and how can I take more action going into something? What is the next step? How can I really be and think outside of the box with whatever it is that I'm doing, and some creative flows? How can I make myself or mark myself different from the others? And while doing that, not thinking about how can I be different, just naturally letting that energy really take in and over you. Because Aquarius doesn't think about how can I be different. Aquarius is naturally just different. That's just how they are. So we'll all be feeling that kind of energy on Tuesday, and also, like I said, 3 days after. With new moons and full moons, you can feel the effects of that 3 days before, 3 days after. So if you're watching this on Monday and it isn't the new moon yet, you're like, well, I've been feeling that energy. You definitely will on Tuesday as well. We also have the new moon conjunct with Saturn, which is in traditional astrology what Aquarius's ruler is. And so this is really working out hand in hand with the new moon and Saturn being conjunct with each other. Saturn is very disciplined and wants to focus on long term, what is going to be the best plan to really curate. So with it being a new moon and figuring out, all right, what is the best plan? What steps do I need to take? And how can I really put this into a real format and be strategic and pragmatic and all of that, and really put that structure on myself and put up realistic goals. We're going to be putting that responsibility on ourselves and being realistic about it. So this is a great time to really manifest, again, like what it is that I want to do. And with Saturn coming in there, being realistic, this is what you want to do. This is how you need to plan it out to be able to get these things done and taken care of. So it's a really good alignment, in my opinion. I think it will benefit us to reach, down in the future what it is that we're working towards. Aquarius is a fixed air sign, as I did say. So this new moon is going to be mostly it's going to affect everybody, because we're all under the same umbrella, and everybody has Aquarius somewhere in their chart. Regardless if the house is empty with no planets in it, it is still ruled by a certain house. So you may want to look into your chart and see where that's at for you. But what I want to say is that because it's in a fixed sign, Aquarius, and then its polarity, its sister sign Leo, you guys, sun and rising, Aquarius sun or rising, Leo sun or rising, are going to be affected more under this energy. And then underneath that, the other two fixed signs of Taurus and Scorpio. So if you have a sun or rising in any of these fixed signs, you're going to feel that energy a lot more than the other signs would. So I would say use this to your advantage. Wednesday is going to be February 2nd, and it's going to be 2222. And this is a great manifestation number. And we're also having the moon conjunct with Jupiter, which is in Pisces. And this just really amplifies that manifesting even more, especially when we're going to have that energy of the new moon falling into Wednesday with us. So it's like we have all of these things working in our favor. So whatever you want to create, whatever you want to manifest, whatever you want to call in, whatever fantasies and dreams that you have, this is the day to really work towards that. And when I say work towards that, I mean like, for me, I am a witch, so I do a lot of witchcraft. I use the energies that I do have, and I use that in my favor to work for me. And so I would recommend, if you do practice or partake in any form of witchcraft or just energy work, this would be a great day to really put that into, you know, doing some spell casting and stuff like that. Jupiter in Pisces is a really amazing placement to have and even work with, because Jupiter really amplifies and expands and magnifies in stuff and brings in a lot of like luck and abundance. And Pisces is so intuitive, so psychic, so creative, so artistic. So when you put those two together, and then you have the manifestation numbers of 2222, and then when you have that energy of the new moon still coming in, where it's like manifest, call in what you want, it just makes it so much better. So Wednesday is definitely a great day to really call in what you dream of, what you want, what you work with. And just, this is why I love astrology, because then you can have an idea of, this is what the planets are doing right now. And I can use that as some insight and guidance to put towards what I can do to have it work in my advantage. So Wednesday is going to be a very great day. I'm excited to work with that. And Wednesdays are ruled by Mercury, which can get the wheels turning a lot more with coming up with like really cool ideas and be like, oh wow, I didn't even think about this. And you know, just putting it into making magic in your life. Thursday, February 3rd, and this is when Mercury will eventually become direct later on in the day. But we have the moon becoming conjunct with Neptune, and this is another great time to really just get inspired, get into your creative artistic flow, because Neptune rules Pisces in modern astrology. And like I was just saying, Pisces is a very intuitive, psychic, creative, amazing sign. So with the moon, which rules our emotions as well, and our premonitions and our psyche, with it being conjunct with another planet that does similar things like the moon, it's got its own other stuff, but with it being conjunct, it's working again in that favor. But we also have somewhat of a conjunction happening too with Pluto. So this can bring in like kind of rise and fall. What do I actually believe? Where does this belief really come from? Is this something that needs to die and then transform into something else? Is there something within me, within my spirituality or my belief system, that needs to be reconstructed and brought into something that just resonates more with where I'm at in my life now? So those are going to be some things that will be going on Thursday, but really getting into that like creative flow. So if you're still feeling that energy from the new moon and wanting to manifest and call stuff out, and just getting more creative ideas, if you're working on a project, or if you're teaming up with some people, because with the Aquarius sun, working with communities and being more involved with your friendships, this could be a day where you just get those like sparks of flow still coming in, just like you had Wednesday, but maybe coming in more of a different manner, where it's like, oh yeah, because with the Pluto, just coming in and being like, I don't know about this one, but what if I can transform this into something even bigger and better? That's what Pluto does. On Thursday, we also have the Mercury finally stationing direct. And this is exciting. Like, we're finally out of all the retrogrades, with Venus becoming retrograde last week, at the end of last week. And then now, February 3rd, we finally have Mercury direct. So there's still that post-shadow energy of still having miscommunications, still, you know, be careful on the road. You should always be careful on the road, but, you know, with Mercury becoming direct, it's like the fog is finally setting to clear out, but the energy will be with us for about another 2 weeks, just about, of that post shadow, but it will not be as heavy as it has been since it has been retrograde. So that's great. And then when we move into Friday, towards the late morning, we will have the moon leaving Pisces and then going into Aries. So within this whole week of this manifesting and wanting to come up with these great ideas, finally on Friday, we are going to have this Aries energy that's really giving us that spark of fire, because we've been lacking a lot of fire. And we need that. We need that fire energy to really get that action put in there. So we have Mercury direct. We have Venus direct. We have the moon in a fire sign. And it's in Aries, the beginning, the leader. It's a cardinal sign. So it's like, let's get this shit done. Let's take that action. So whatever you've been manifesting, Friday could possibly be a great day to really take those actual steps forward to do something about it now. So Friday will be fun. I would just say, because it's in Aries, there could be temptations of reacting before actually processing and thinking things through. So, and just because we're in that post-shadow period with Mercury and Venus, just, you know, maybe take a step back if you get a little hot-headed, because Aries, especially with the moon in Aries, can be known for being a little hot-headed, more than usual. So, and just with those miscommunications still kind of floating in the air, kind of take a step back if you notice yourself kind of jumping to conclusions or ready to react to something. But the energy is great for definitely starting and jumping into a fresh new beginning. And when we come into Saturday, we will have the moon still in Aries, and this is going to really help us with still getting, like, pushing that energy out there of what I want to have happen. It can also be a time for, you know, it's Saturday, it's the weekend, so with the sun being in Aquarius, we can feel like we want to have our friends come over, socialize more, and, you know, let loose a little bit, because with that fire energy, Aries wants to have fun, Aries is exciting, so over the weekend, you can feel like a lot of excitement coming through, and, you know, just wanting to kick it and hang out with your friends. We also can possibly see, because Venus is direct along with Mercury, with that post-shadow energy, we can still be in that somewhat of a fog, but we could also, because with the moon in Aries, like with action being taken, we could possibly see something in the means of our income changing, like having a change in a positive direction with money coming in. So maybe you've been waiting for something, and I would say Friday or Saturday you may have whatever has been postponed because of all the retrogrades. You may get that a-okay, or have something actually have been taken action for you. And with this Aquarius sun, it could be coming from possibly somewhat in the community or something like that over the weekend. So then when we move into Sunday, the last day of the week, we have the moon in Aries still, and it's going to be squaring off with Mercury and Pluto. So squares bring in challenges and tension. So with the moon being in Aries, Aries is the first of the zodiac sign, is a cardinal sign, they're leaders. So, and Aries is about the self and their passion and what they desire. So with it squaring off with Mercury, which is direct, and Pluto, this could bring in some tension with you needing to stand up for yourself. There could be some disagreements with something. It could be a big topic. I'm thinking just because with Mercury ruling the mind, and then with Pluto ruling death, transformation, and a lot of big shit, with these two together, this could be something where you have a very big opinion on something that people around you don't agree with or don't understand. And this is where Sunday you're going to be like, listen, this is where I'm at with this. So this could be a place where you're really standing firm in what you believe in, or with what action you want to take going towards something. And with the sun being in Aquarius, this also has another play with that rebellion and that progressive like manna. So when you put all those together, there could be this tension where you're like, maybe you're usually quiet and you don't speak up on things. Sunday is where you're going to have that fire energy where you're going to stand up, you're going to say something and be like, wait, this isn't usually what I do. But everything is direct. The planets are direct, so the communication could be coming in clearer and louder to be understood better and for things to flow better for you. But we still have post shadow, so it could still be a little bit foggy. But either way, Sunday is going to be a day where you're going to be set with some challenges, possibly from people around you, or it could even be with yourself. Now, with that being said, now that I did the astrology forecast for the week ahead, I want to pull some cards for you guys, because when we do astrology, these are based on what the planets are doing, and we can use that as guidance. Now, with tarot cards, this is more of what is a message that we don't know? What is something intuitive that we need to hear? And as I'm talking, you see what's at the bottom of the deck, the star card. And in tarot, the star card is ruled by Aquarius. So I'm going to pull some cards for everybody and just see for this week ahead. Star card came out again, so it definitely wants to come out and say something. So with the Emperor and the Star card together, these are major arcana. So this is going to be a big influential week where we're really going to be standing our ground and being like, how progressive do I need to be? How rebellious do I need to be? How much of a boss do I need to stand in my being and take charge with stuff? We can also be dealing with big personalities of people and having to tell them, listen, I disagree. No. Or this could also be just standing firm in who you are throughout this week. We could be seeing a lot of the number 4s. There could be, I'm getting stuff with our homes. There could be some shifts and changes within the home. You may be redecorating or decluttering, or even having a message or a deed or something like that within your mail coming in that has to do with news with your home. Maybe you've been waiting for something to come in the mail, and this week it's finally coming in. Maybe you've been waiting for it for 4 weeks now, and it's like finally, or 4 days. But I'm seeing something like that coming in for us. I'm also seeing that we're working on how to become better balanced with the thoughts that we have and how we project that and putting that into actually action. I think some of us this week, we've been noticing that our brains have been so screwy lately, and the thoughts that we've been having just is like, this is not who I am. I am not my thoughts. I am not these emotional, crazy things that's been going on in my mind, because I feel like a lot of us have been going through this emotional roller coaster of like this death and rebirth thing. Like, who the hell am I? And the Emperor is coming in and saying, like, you've been going through this, like, this mental inner transformation to find a better balance. And it's like rewiring the shit going on in your brain is going to be happening this week. A lot of creative flow happening. And then the Emperor is going to be coming out, putting that action and being like, this is who I am. These thoughts I've had are not me. They are just thoughts that I have, but they're not me, and they don't make me who I am. I make me who I am, and I call the shots. I get to decide. So I see that happening for a lot of us too. And again, with that balance coming in, because I keep seeing the number 4 on the star card is about bringing in balance as well. So just bringing in the balance of what's going on up here and putting it out into the world. To maybe some of us are going to be putting out vlogs or blogs or writing something or speaking to somebody where it's like, you know what, I've been going through this emotional, mental thing as well. And just putting it out there and like finding that community of people being like, oh my God, I've been dealing with the same thing. I'm not alone in this, and finding that community of people. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So going back into there with Venus being direct now, if you have had a delay on a check or an application or funds or something from an outside thing coming in, you're going to get that yes, I'm feeling this week. You're going to get that A-okay. I was saying with the planets that maybe over the weekend, Friday or Saturday, so this could be as well. Or even leading into the following week, next week. Maybe over the weekend you'll hear some news and then you'll have the physical thing the following week, because Pentacles is Earth, and once we fall into the following week, once we get into the next week, it's going to be starting with the moon in Taurus, which is a fixed earth sign. So maybe on Monday the following week, you know, that check, that money, that, oh my God, that relief of that worry of this financial burden you've been having is finally going to be released, because that balance is coming in for you. Maybe you've been lacking a lot of balance with your finances. This week you're going to figure out a better financial plan, and I see that just coming in for you. What else is happening? The Empress. Wow, we're getting like all these big cards, you guys. See, we get the Empress coming out too. So, what creative ideas, what creative flows do you have? Some people may be getting pregnant this week too. If you've been looking to get pregnant, it could be happening this week, especially in the middle of the week. I'm getting Wednesday. Because I don't know if Wednesdays are ruled by the number 3. That's what's going on. That's what they're telling me. So Wednesday could be the day where if you're trying to get pregnant, get Freaky Wednesday. Hey, that's what I'm hearing. And if you don't want to get pregnant, make sure you strap up. Protect yourself. I'm also seeing too, which is having like, it doesn't always have to do with pregnancy of a baby. It could be getting that creative flow and launching this project. If some of you have been really working on this project, or even having the money to go into something, you know, you're putting, what is that word? Not financing. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in your future. You're investing in your future this week. All these ideas and stuff that you have, you're putting it out now. You're like, all right, now I have like my brain's finally working and everything is coming together. And you're like, I can finally create and put this into action. And we're having a lot of this like divine feminine energy coming in, but it's being really nicely balanced out with this masculine energy. So I feel like this week is like we're getting that balance back in ourselves. We've been so clouded by a bunch of emotional crap, but now it's that nurturing factors coming in and being like, okay, you've been pretty fucked up lately, but it's okay. And you're being nurtured and you're being guided and you're having that good like, all right, now I can take, I feel like it's this me time coming in, this self-care and just really being excited. I'm getting this like, I'm getting this really exciting energy. So I feel like towards the middle of the week and especially the end of the week, there's going to be like, there's a lot of like, woo, exciting, like give and take, and creating and having a lot of fun and really basking in like your own, like, I'm the shit, I'm dope as hell kind of energy. It's really exciting. Oh yeah. And the Wheel of Fortune, yes, you're probably excited because you finally have this money. You finally have this money coming in. You're like, oh, it's been like, oh my God, this cycle of, I think a lot of you guys have been very stressed out with, like, it may not even be just like, oh, money's been stressing me out. I think the root of your stress has been coming from a lack of money to be able to relax, to have the self-care, to be able to get into the projects, to be able to loosen up and relax. And I think this week you're finally going to have like some more money come in and you're like, oh my God, now that I don't need to worry about these bills and this and that and these finances, I feel so much more of a relief. See? You have a sneeze, a release. You have this release of, yeah, that's what it is. And the Wheel of Fortune has all this fixed energy, and we're under a fixed Aquarian air energy. We have this right here too, and then the Empress is Taurus. So, and then I was talking about Taurus as well. So there's all this fixed energy, and that's really solidifying that release of stress. Maybe we've been so mentally like screwed up, obviously because of a bunch of other things, but when we finally have that financial thing like come in for us this week, all that stuff that's been in our heads, we can finally think clear and be like, oh my God, okay, now that I don't need to worry about this, and this money thing has been a lot bigger than I actually thought that it was, now I can figure the other stuff out and like enjoy it and have fun. And it's like you're finally like, this financial cycle of stress and crap is coming to an end. It's the end of this cycle. Now, I do want to say, though, just because it's the end of the cycle doesn't mean this may not happen again. So you need to be careful of not repeating your old habits. That's where this is coming in, of creating new stuff, bringing in new things. You need to bring in a new form of how you handle your finances and your money. You can't just do the same old crap again. You really have to take on that Emperor energy, that Big Daddy energy, and take on your responsibility and hold yourself accountable and come up with a better financial plan. And, you know, put money in a savings account. Put, I don't know, $20 every week into a savings account. If you don't have one, open one up. If you don't got a credit card and you want to build up your credit, start doing that this week, especially because in the middle of the week, once February 3rd comes around, we're going to have Mercury direct, and we already have Venus direct. So these are co-responding, whatever the hell the word is. They're just working together to basically give that, okay, you don't have as much shit in the planets working against you when it comes to long-term goals, financial stuff, contracts, yada yada yada. So that's what's coming in with this right now. And my God, this is really flowing out. We got the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. So going back into, don't make the same stupid mistakes you made before. You have grown past from this phase. You've grown past from this phase. You may also have people kind of may approach you this week with some new ideas, and it may sound fun and exciting, but I feel like this is going to be more of a test of, should I go with this or not? This can also have to do with kids, your children, giving birth, that kind of thing. So you may get pregnant with twins, or you may get the news that you're having twins this week also. That's what's coming out. That's what's coming out. I want to pull a couple more cards for you guys just to see if there's any other messages that need to come in for us. And then I'm going to wrap up this video. So let's see. Okay, Knight of Cups. Yeah, so this message is definitely coming in and being delivered to you. That's going to give you that emotional relief. Like this, I just keep going back to this financial thing. Like the finances have been affecting you emotionally and mentally, and you're finally getting that. It's been a long time since you've felt some relief in this area. So that definitely, be open to these messages. Definitely check your emails and your mail, and answer phone calls that may come from a strange number that you don't recognize. Pick them up. Unless you have a gut feeling that says no, listen to it. That's what I'm hearing. If the gut feeling is no, don't answer this phone call, listen to it. So yeah. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for listening into What's Up with the Planets and seeing what the Tarot of the Week had to say. As always, make sure you come back next week. This is a new form of a show that I'm going to be doing. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Give me a thumbs up and comment down below how all of this resonates and makes sense for you. And if you really liked this reading along with this astrology forecast, you can send a tip my way. And I will catch you guys next week.